Guys, what's going on? This is your old pal CHH. I just want to have like a rap session with you guys today, talk to you guys about Scream Factory. I was going through the comments on some of my previous Scream Factory reviews and looking back over the last 6 months of them. And God, I kind of hate doing these videos, to be honest with you. I don't like talking bad about them, and I don't that's not really what this video is, but God, it's just I guess what it is even now in 2025, I'm wondering if they're kind of making the wrong steps, because if you were around 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, even up till 2020, the buzz and the excitement for Scream Factory releases were astronomically cool. And every day was like, or every month it seems like we were getting something new that we were ready for. Now, in their defense, I mean, that was the Blu-ray era, you know? So, like, everything was banger after banger for the first time. Like, Blu-ray is still considered high definition, so I can understand why, you know, getting stuff today of movies like that they did Blu-rays of now 4Ks, it's not as fun, because you know what's like kind of a harsh reality I feel like I see with and I deal with when I talk to people. I swear I really think most people haven't jumped onto 4K, or they don't buy into it. And sometimes, like, it's hard not to be swayed by that. I mean, even me, like, I was doing a live stream the other day and people were saying, "Christian, are you going to review vampires on 4K?" And I was like, "What? No. Like, I can't upgrade I'm not going to upgrade everything. It's probably not going to look that much different." Especially, and I don't know if vampires was this situation, but especially when it's stuff that's 4K scans on Blu-ray that comes out on just 4K. And I just I get so bummed out when the buzz in the air for them is gone. It feels like more people are excited for Severance, summer sales, and Vinegar Syndrome announcements, because Vinegar Syndrome still have that feeling of you have no idea what they're gonna announce, and they could surprise you with a title like Congo, which is a well-known movie. I'm not saying it's great, but my point is, and then they could release some super deep cut stuff that a lot of us still haven't heard of. I have a theory about Vinegar Syndrome. My theory is they're making some of these movies today, but they're claiming they were underground from 1988. Nobody's heard of it. Obviously, it's a joke. I don't think they're actually doing that, but it would be freaking hysterical if they have snuck one in before like that. But the thing that really gets to me is, or not really gets me, the thing that really bums me out is, like I said, I feel like a lot of people, they're just not biting anymore. They're done. They're absolutely done with constantly buying the same movie again from them. Even, and I've been vocal about this, and I'm not taking a shred of credit, but I know a lot of people say this, but I always say make your voices heard. I've been very vocal saying, if you guys are going to re-release these same movies you have the license for, you need to do something to make sure your repeat customers have a reason to buy. Otherwise, you're going to lose them totally. And in their defense, like, even Shocker, they did new interviews for it. Which I doubt anybody upgraded Shocker. I did, because I watch it fairly often, so I got it. Now I do YouTube reviews. I make videos out of it, so at least I'll get $1.50 out of the whatever it was 2,000 views I got on that video. But my point is, you go look at the comments, man. People are just done, and I'm wondering if what they're doing now is still the wrong step in the wrong direction. The reason I say that is because if you look at the stuff they're putting out right now, they're kind of starting to corner a market of movies that are kind of going out directly to streaming sites, and or just coming out now that kind of flopped, and they're getting the license to those. For instance, they're putting out Renfield. They're doing a 4K, and they're also doing a pretty cool Steelbook. Now, mind you, I was really high on Renfield when that movie came out. Not literally. I mean, like, I enjoyed it. I wasn't toked up or nothing. But listen, nobody went to see that movie, and I don't think it works for a majority of people. It's a horror comedy that has a subtext about codependency, or not codependency. There was some kind of medical or mental anguish factor behind it. Some kind of narcissism or something. Like it wasn't like a thing that's like shoved down your throat, but there was like a back underlying thing with the movie, which I liked it. But listen, I have a couple friends that I know that went to go. Most of my friends still haven't seen it. I have a couple friends that I were excited like I was, but how is that movie going to do well for them on 4K? I can't imagine they're going to get new interviews with Nicolas Cage. Now, that could be something. Maybe they'll announce that. But you look at the comments when they're posting this stuff, and it just looks like it's not good. And here's another thing that's kind of troubling for me. Okay, so I did a review for The Last Voyage of the Demeter, speaking of another vampire movie. And listen, guys, I really enjoy that movie. Now, luckily, when I said that in the video, a lot of you guys came out and said, no, Christian, I like that movie too. But here's the thing that's kind of a bummer. That 4K, it's not that I think it looks bad, but the problem is that the nighttime scenes are extremely dark. Obviously, it's very stylistic. And this isn't necessarily a thing that's indicative, but it also kind of like makes me back up and say, wait a minute, what does this mean for future releases? A lot of times, if you look on the back of Scream Factory releases, it says remastered, brand new 2020X remaster from the original camera negative, meaning they do it themselves usually, or they get it done. They do it. But in the past, there's been 4K remaster stuff that I've done research on and found out that they didn't actually do the remasters of. It's just studio masters that they get, and they license the studio master of the film, which sometimes that could be fine. But here's what I worry about. They're releasing a lot of these new movies that are coming out like Sick, which I believe, I can't remember if that was the Kevin Bacon movie or if Kevin Bacon was in the different one. I think that might have been They, Them. I can't remember. But anyway, my point is, people might want to buy this on 4K. I'm considering it, but what if it doesn't really what if it doesn't really look that good? Because they're not going out of their way to do a new master of it, and it's just the studio master that they get. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to look bad, but maybe a boutique label. I think a lot of people know, like, when they get a Vinegar Syndrome release, nothing will look possibly better than what they can do with it. Right or wrong, Vinegar Syndrome, in my opinion, are the absolute best at restorations on a long-term basis. Obviously, I haven't had a bad experience with TerraVision. I've really not had a bad experience with Severin, but on a long-term overtime basis, Vinegar Syndrome has proven time and time again that they are just incredible at what they do. Nobody typically ever complains, and from what I've seen, about Vinegar Syndrome. Most people say that their restorations and everything look phenomenal. So my worry is that Scream Factory is going down a path now that I don't know if it's going to be really great. I just wonder, here's the thing, I wonder if it's a bad thing that I get excited when Scream Factory is just re-releasing titles that are a little less popular. Like, I find that to be the more exciting thing than the new titles that they're putting out, like Sick, which, mind you, it's not a disparaging thing about the movie, or Renfield, but it's like when they're announcing they're putting out Humanoids from the Deep, or Galaxy of Terror, the Corman stuff. I'm really excited about that, but the thing is, it's like, that shouldn't be the main event titles of the year. You look at Scream Factory, over the years, they've had main event titles for each kind of year, and I'm kind of think back, when's the last truly main event title that they had? I don't know. Now, you could argue that there's been some big stuff like the Night of the Demons sequels. That might have been the last thing I remember I can think of that was like, wow, that got people's attention, that got people excited. But even that, compared to some of the stuff they've done in the past, it's just like, I don't know. I just worry that, I hope that this kind of market they're cornering right now works out, and it does well, and it gets them new customers. Because my fear is that there's a lot of people that are just going to stay extremely casual, meaning they only get up maybe 1 or 2 releases a year. And it's got to be something worth their while because they've already bought what they've put out over the years. And I've even said this to people, and I feel kind of guilty, but it's the truth, and they've actually taken me up on this. Christian, should I upgrade this to this? I'll say, do me a favor. Go take that Blu-ray from them that you have. Go sit down, watch the movie, and enjoy the movie. And when you get done, tell me if you have any desire to upgrade. And people have come back to me and said, you know what? I actually sat down and watched my Blu-ray of The Dead Zone. I thought it looked really good. I enjoyed the movie. I got it out of my system now. I have no desire to go upgrade that in 2 months' time. And I think a lot of people are getting that way. Even people that do really believe in 4K, they're saying, still, I'm not doing it. So I don't know. I hope that Scream Factory does well with what this new market is they're cornering. It seems like they're trying to get new movies that kind of may have cult fan bases, but aren't super successful at the box office, or that they're going to streaming. I think if they get Barbarian, I've been saying this, I don't have any notion about this, but I think, guys, if they can get Barbarian, it would be big for them. I think that would be big for them, and I hope they can do it. But from what I understand, that may be under the Disney umbrella. I'm not sure. If it is, then kiss it goodbye, more than likely. But I don't know, guys. Listen, I wanted to talk about this because I want to see where everybody's head is at with Scream Factory. Have you given up? Are they far from your favorite boutique label anymore? Or do you think that, are they still your favorite and you enjoy the upgrade stuff? I want to hear from you guys, because it seems like whenever I talk about them lately, really for the last 2 years, more times than not, guys, it's not great. It's not super positive. Put it to you like that. And I don't like that. I liked, man, they were the guys for a long time. And don't get me wrong, they have stuff I'm excited about. I mean, if you guys know me, you know I'm a Van Damme fanatic. I can't wait for that. And I hope that comes. Or I know it's coming. I can't wait for it. I hope it comes out good. And that they're doing their own 4K for that, which I'm sure they are. But let me know how you guys feel about that whole thing. It's just, I think it's important to have an open discussion, have an open dialogue, to get ideas out there, to have suggestions out there. So you never know who's going to see this or read this stuff, and I think it could be beneficial. I want Scream Factory to be successful. I want them to be around for a long time. I want them to see how their customers truly feel, and if these videos can serve that purpose, then let's let it serve that purpose. So thank you guys for watching. This is your old pal CHH. That's today's video thoughts, and we will see you guys next time. Take care.
Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.